10 Advice from Mahatma Gandhi for young people who want to be successful. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was an Indian activist who was the leader of the Indian independence movement against British rule. Employing non-violent activism, Gandhi became one of the most famous and most successful activists the world has ever seen. Over the years, Gandhi has given various advice on how you can be a successful person, and that's what this video is all about. We'll be sharing with you 10 of the most inspiring advice of Gandhi, and we hope some of these will help you to become successful. If you're new here, consider subscribing so that you won't miss other interesting videos like this. Advice number 1. The future depends on what you do today. When you're young, it's easy for you to assume you'll be young for a long time, but it won't happen. Another trap is when you believe tomorrow will take care of itself. No, tomorrow won't take care of itself. You'll determine how your tomorrow looks like by what you do today. Let me give you some examples. A young man who spends several hours scrolling through social media every day is probably not going to invest enough time into reading good books that will make him a better person. A young lady who spends all her time on latest fashion and phones will probably not have the habit of saving or investing into her future. Tomorrow doesn't exist, and no miracle will happen there except the miracle you create today. If you take care of today, tomorrow will take care of itself. Number 2. Be the change that you want to see in the world. It's easier to blame someone else for the world's problems, but right in our minds are little solutions we can individually spend our life creating. People who become hugely successful in human history are people who take responsibility for the world's problems. You may not be able to solve all the world's problems, but you are capable of solving a part of it. Your life as a young person should be centered around a significant problem you want to spend your life solving. Don't join people who always complain about problems. Champion the change you want to see. Create the change you want to see in the world. Number 3. A man is but a product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. This has been established again and again. You are who you repeatedly think you are. If you think you are helpless, yes you are. If you think you can't be rich, yes you can't. If you think you have the power to change the world, yes you do. There is nothing as sad as seeing a young person who is a pessimist. When you're young, you have everything you ever need. You have the time, the brain, and the energy. You can dream and pursue your dreams. Stop listening to the older generations who are pessimists. Your mind can perform miracles. Number 4. The enemy is fear. We think it is hate, but it is fear. What do you think is the number 1 attribute of every poor and unsuccessful person in the world? Fear, fear, fear. Almost all of the time, people who become successful are not more brilliant than those who are not. In fact, success is not about the IQ, but about courage. Success is about showing up. Success is about pursuing what others merely talk about. If you can overcome your fear, you will overcome the world. Number 5. An ounce of practice is worth 1,000 words. According to a study, out of 60 people who are planning to start their own businesses right now, only one of them will ever do. What happens to the remaining 59? They talk about it, they plan about it, they wish the weather is better or even perfect. Listen, the world is filled with talkers who attempt nothing and achieve nothing. Talk is cheap. Stop talking. Dream is nothing. Stop dreaming. Get out and get dirty. An ounce of practice is worth 1,000 words. Stop being a dreamer. Start being an actor. Number 6. Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. If there is anything I'm so certain of, that is, life is going to maltreat you. Sorry, but that's the truth. Bill Gates once said, "Life isn't fair. Get used to it." And that's very correct. Don't expect easy trips because it doesn't exist. You'll fall, fail, and cry. Your physical muscles, unfortunately, will let you down because they cannot rescue you in the days of evil. The only friend you'll ever have is your will, your internal muscle, your determination to continue regardless of the challenges. If you have some time, you can build your physical body. But if you want to be successful, you have to build your mind. Those who rule the world are those who have indomitable will. Number 7. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Most people desire success because they focus on what they can get. For instance, they want money and focus on how much of it they can get. Truly successful people are those who understand that they must first give before they can get. The best formula for success is to focus on serving others. The more you give, the more you get. Number 8. Glory lies in the attempt to reach one's goal and not in reaching it. Just as Robert Kiyosaki said, who you become on your way to achieve your dreams is far more important than what you get as a result of achieving those dreams. If we all understand this, we'll stop being afraid of failing because we'll understand that we don't really have to achieve those goals before we'll be happy. The actions, the mistakes, the failures, and the falling you go through in the attempt to achieve your goals will make you a better and happier person. So eventually, a man who has dared big things and failed at it is far more successful than a man who has succeeded at doing nothing. Glory lies in the attempt to reach one's goal and not in reaching it. Number 9. I cannot conceive of a greater loss than the loss of one's self-respect. Your parents may criticize you. Your friends may ridicule you. The entire world may reject you. And none of these will affect you that much. But when you stop respecting yourself, when you stop believing in yourself, when you stop having a healthy self-esteem, that's the greatest of all losses. You can't control what other people think of you, but you can control what you think of yourself. Many people who have changed the world have been ridiculed and criticized by hundreds and thousands of pessimists. But because these people didn't ridicule themselves, they could achieve greatness despite great oppositions. It's not about what's going on outside of you. It's all about what is going on within you. Number 10. If you have the belief that you can do it, you shall surely acquire the capacity to do it, even if you may not have it at the beginning. Stop waiting for the resources to pursue your goals. Stop waiting for the capacity. Those are not as important as your resolution and your belief system. Henry Ford said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right." In summary, to become successful in life, start preparing your future right from today. Take responsibility for the world's problems. Don't look down on yourself. Stop being afraid of failures. Focus on serving others. Remember that who you become is more important than what you have. Never stop believing in yourself. Stop dreaming. Start acting. You enjoyed this video, didn't you? We'd like to give you another interesting video for you to enjoy next. But before then, our team will be very happy if you can like this video and share it with your friends on social media. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss other interesting videos like this. Look at your screen now to see 2 other videos we handpicked for you to enjoy next. We love you.
On Monday, 27th of January 2020, Express.co.uk published the result of a study which was commissioned by Bupa Health Clinics to mark the launch of I Quit, The study of 2,000 adults was led by Dr. Navin Puri to find out the particular age when human drive and ambition starts reducing. Without any surprises, Dr. Navin and his team found that the age 33 is the time most humans reach the peak of their life's motivation and drive. Starting from age 34, most of us start giving up on life. That's why Steve Jobs said, "Don't wait. Do something when you're young, when you have nothing to lose." Don't wait for the right time to do what you want to do with your life. Don't wait for better weather. Don't wait for all the resources you need, because the longer you wait, the harder it becomes. Don't wait. Do something when you're young, when you have nothing to lose. Then the question becomes, why do most people wait for a better time to start pursuing their dreams? The answer to that question could be many, but one is that most people think they will have better information, better ideas, or more resources in the future. A few months ago, a man sent me a message which went something like, "Hi Steve, I've been following your entrepreneurship teachings for some time now, and I wish to start my own business, but I don't know what business to start. Can you advise me about a business to start?" Guess what my reply to that guy was? Nobody knows the right business to start. Listen to me, young people. Nobody ever knew the right business to start. Nobody ever knows the right thing to do when they're getting started. People who succeed in life just start and move, one step at a time. During these movements, they make mistakes and experience some failures. Then they change their strategies as often as the situation demands, till they stumble on something which makes them successful. Don't wait. Do something when you're young, when you have nothing to lose. Think about Samsung. If you hear the name Samsung, what images come to your mind? You see this multinational phone and electronics company, right? Well, Samsung was founded by Young Chol Lee in 1938 in Daegu, Korea. The company started as a food exporter in Korea and shipped items like dried fish and flour to China. Yes, Samsung didn't start with anything electronics. The company started by selling fish, dried fish, and flour. Think about that for a moment. Young Chol Lee would have waited for the right ideas, but if he had done that, there would never be Samsung today. The reason why we have a company with a net worth of $326 billion called Samsung today is that someone started it by selling dried fish. Yes, dried fish. So, what are you waiting for? Why are you waiting? Do you need a better idea, insight, or knowledge? All of that is on the road. It's when you do something wrong that you'll learn how to do it right. Don't wait. Do something when you're young, when you have nothing to lose. On May 20th, 1927, J. William Marriott opened his 9-stool root beer stand in Washington, D.C. The business was to sell beer, period. Look back today, however, then you'll see that the same business had evolved to be a billion-dollar hotel business by the name Marriott Hotels. As of 2019, Marriott Hotels has an asset valued at $21.05 billion US. Willard Marriott would have waited for a perfect idea or a perfect time, but if he had done that, there will not be a Marriott Hotels today. The problem with waiting is that everything gets worse with time. Today you're 20 years old. You have a passion for music, science, entrepreneurship, but you think you lack a few things. You lack the best ideas, knowledge, or resources. What most young people do. Wait because they believe that the next 3 years or 5 years will make them better prepared to get started. Well, I hate to tell people difficult things, but I have to do that because I love you. You see, most things in human life usually become weaker after our 20s. So, don't wait. Do something when you're young, when you have nothing to lose. In the year 1968, American psychologist George Land wanted to test how creative people are from childhood to their adult life. Land gathered 1,600 children for this study and followed them from ages 3 and 5. This is what George Land found. 98% of humans were creative between the ages of 3 to 5. 12% of humans were creative at age 15. But only 2% of people remain creative among the adult population. What does this tell us? Well, if you wish to do anything with your life, the right time to start is today. Every single day you procrastinate makes you weaker. Human spirits get weaker as we age. We become more conscious and more careful as we grow old. We lose our passion, motivation, even confidence as we grow old. That's why I love to speak to young people. You see, when you're young, you have the world under your feet. You can dare big things. You can run, jump, and fall without being discouraged. You can try many foolish things, get your hands burnt, and still be fine. This is a precious asset most people no longer have as they age. Don't wait. Do something when you're young, when you have nothing to lose. I started this video by telling you about a study conducted by Dr. Navin and his team, which found that when most humans pass age 33, they start losing their motivation and drive. We start losing our ability to try new things and dare something difficult. I then reminded you that nobody ever has all the answers when they're getting started. People who succeed in life simply start and learn on the road. I told you the story of how Samsung got started by Byung-Chul Lee in 1938 selling dried fish and flour. I also told you about how on May 20th, 1927, J. Willett Marriott started selling beer, which today is a billion-dollar hotel business. The above two successful companies and hundreds of others didn't start with a perfect idea, fully understood, or even enough resources. They started with average or even bad ideas, then grew, learned, and evolved on the road. If any of these guys had waited for the best ideas, they would never have started. I then told you about the 1968 study by George Land, which shows that human creativity declines as we age. While this video wasn't made to discourage the old people who might be watching, I honestly wish to let you know that regardless of how old you are, when you watch this video, tomorrow can never be a better time to start anything. Most people losing the game of life because they wait for tomorrow. Most people are poor, unhappy, and unsuccessful because they procrastinate. True winners don't wait. True winners start with whatever they have, wherever they are. Don't wait. Do something when you're young, when you have nothing to lose.